This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Reuel, and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7 through 9, is that, amongst the plantation Christians, or you so-called Christians, when you see the name Abraham, automatically you think because of Abraham, if you believe on sweet Jesus, which that's not his name, you can be saved. Because you always come out and say Abraham is the father of many nations. But you're not reading it in context. What many nations that was spoken of in Genesis 17, which that's where I'm going to go to. Okay? Because what I just read, it clearly was breaking down what those many nations are. All right? It said, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So through Isaac's loin, all right? Because Abraham, he had many children, but he said, in Isaac's shall thy seed be called. All right? And then it says in Romans 9 and 8, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Most High. Right? Because didn't Abraham have sex with Keturah? Didn't he have sex with Hagar? I mean, well, if you go into the story of what happened with Hagar, Sarah kicked out Hagar. All right? And the Lord went to Abraham and said, hey, do what Sarah said. Because in the seed that's coming out of Sarah, all right, that's going to be the chosen. All right? Hagar's son Ishmael, all right, he'll be a great nation, but he's not going to be the chosen. All right? So now we're going to go into how this all began. All right? Where did the father Abraham, the father of many nations, come from? And who was this taught? And what did this mean? Okay, and that's going to be the title. The father of many nations, Abraham. Question. Genesis 17 and 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. Right. This is before Abraham was given that name from the Lord. His name was Abram, okay? Which when you go into that word Abram, it means exalted father, okay? Yeah, the father of many nations, all right? It was already set up that way, of many nations for who? The tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, which we're going to get into. Genesis 17 and 2. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. All right, so that's another. Who was the covenant given to? The children of Israel. All right? I'm going to get a precept. All right, keep that in mind. I'm going to get a precept. Genesis 17 and 3. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, 4. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. And right here, you so-called Christians think everybody can be saved as long as they believe on sweet Jesus. And that's not his name. And no, that's not what that's talking about. 5, neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. Right. So now let's get because the Lord called Abraham his friend, right? So let's get Isaiah chapter 41 and 8. Check this out. Isaiah 41:8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Because Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob. That was the chosen line. Okay? 9. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. So that cuts, all right, what did the vocab Malone say? The replacement doctrine. The Lord said, I have not cast thee away. All right. So the children of Israel, the seed of Abraham, the seed of Isaac, the seed of Jacob, is still on earth today. The 12 tribes, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Right. And the Lord is raising up his men, the elect. All right. To get into this truth and bring out the truth of the Bible. Let's continue on. Verse 6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. Right. Okay, let's start kings, right? King David, King Solomon. All right. Yahushai, King of kings, Lord of lords. 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant. Keep that covenant in mind. We're going to get to the precept. To be a God, a power, a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. 8. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger. Keep that in mind. All the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. 9. And the Most High said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. So now let's get the precept, man. This is going to be a dagger to, all right, you plantation Christians using that Abraham's the father of all nations, all right, and twisting that scripture around. Psalms 105, and I'm going to start at 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. How hard is that to break down? 7. He is the Lord our power. His judgments are in all the earth. Right. That's why you see the earth the way it is, because the Lord is jacking this place up. He's given the whole earth, especially America, heavy body shots of judgment. Okay? Because the prophets are now on the scene, teaching the truth of the Bible. And that's why you people getting jacked up. Continuing on, verse 8. He hath remembered for his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. That goes back to Genesis 17. 9. Which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac. 10. And confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. The same thing he said in Genesis 17. All right. And 7. How do you get around that? So the father of many nations is talking about the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. And if you look at the 12 tribes, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, the so-called Negroes is a tribe, right? They're Judah. The so-called West Indian Jamaicans, all right, they're a tribe. All right, the so-called Haitians, all right, they're a tribe. The so-called Puerto Ricans, their tribe. They're also our nations, okay? The father of Abraham, the father of many nations, is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. 11, saying unto thee, will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance, right? The land of Israel, all right? Because that's what that's talking about. 12, when they were but a few in men in number, yea, very few and strangers in it, right? Because we were very few in number, okay? Look at the time of when we were, 70 souls went into Egypt, all right? And the Lord kept us and allowed us to grow. 13, and when they went from one nation to another, from one kingdom to another people. 14, he suffered no man to do them wrong, yea, he reproved kings for their sakes, right? Because we went from, what's it called? We got out of the land of Egypt, okay? And we were delivered, all right? What's it called? When you look at the time of the Babylonians, okay, the time of the Persian Medes, all the way up to now, the Lord has always kept us, man. All right, because we're still here. Let's continue on. 10, this is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed for thee. Every man shall among you shall be circumcised, right? That's where we get the circumcision from, all right? 11, ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you, right? And if you've been in this truth, all right, for a couple of years, and you haven't been circumcised, it should behoove you to get circumcised. 12, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generation, he that is born in the house, or brought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. Right, so Abraham's whole household, his servants, all right, the servants that the strangers that he purchased, they all have to get circumcised. 13, he that is born in thy house and he that is brought with thy money, so Abraham was buying people, must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. All right, so, and this is what's going to be happening in the kingdom of heaven. All you heathen nations, all right, you're all getting circumcised, all right, because that's part of the law. All right, that's part of that's part of how the Lord set everything up. All right, you're going to do the laws. All right, and we're going to beat these laws into you. 15, but the point is, the father of many nations is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, hold on, I went too fast. 14, and the uncircumcised man, child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from the people. He hath broken my covenant, right? Meaning put to death. All right, that's how serious this covenant is, man, in our culture and our heritage. 15, and the Most High said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. All right. 16, and I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Wait a minute. How could she be a mother of nations if only Isaac was born out of her? Because it's talking about Isaac, all right, bearing Jacob, and Jacob bearing the 12 tribes of Israel, all right, from his 4 wives, all right, the 2 handmaids and the 2 wives, Rachel and Leah. Okay? Mother of nations. That's another cut to plantation Christianity. All right? Let me get you a script. Check this out. I got something to land back this real quickly. Yeah, you so-called Christians, man, your days of telling lies are coming to an end. And no more you're gonna be pulling, all right, this crap, all right, this twisting the scriptures around, all right, this your washed up doctrine, man. What's going on here? Oh, that's Shaitan. What's going on here? Hold up. How did that happen? All right. Control. Something went down. All right, bear me one moment. Something's going down. All right, we're going to do this again. Galay 4 and 26. All right, check this out. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. All right? Because that was Sarah. Sarah was given that blessing, man. Because out of her, okay, was the 12 tribes of Israel. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob. Okay? And this is not to exalt the woman. This is proving a point. All right? All right? And this is something you women should admire. Like, you know, this is something that you should strive for. You should strive to be like Sarah. 27. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry that thou travailest not. For the desolate had many more children than she which hath an husband. Right. Because Sarah only had one child. Okay. While Abraham, all right, he had sex with many women. All right. But the promise was in Isaac. If you get up the understanding. 20. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. Going right back to the first two precepts I brought out in Romans chapter 9, verse 7 and 8. 29. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. 30. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son. Right. Hagar and Ishmael got kicked out because they weren't the chosen. For the son of the bondwoman should not be heir with the son of the free woman. Right. Who's the son of the free woman? Okay. Isaac. 31. So then, brethren, we are not the children of the bondwoman, but of the free. Right. Okay. That's what the Bible's talking about. Okay. Oh. Let me see if there's more on this. Genesis 17 and 17. Then Abraham fell upon his faith and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? Right, because, you know, Abraham was like, wow, you're about to bring a child through Sarah, and she's up in age, you know, but Abraham believed. Abraham said unto the Most High, oh, that Israel might live before thee. 19. And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. I mean, what's so hard to grasp? All right. So the covenant was given to Isaac. All right. Through his seed was the many nations. All right. Because Isaac begot Jacob. Okay. And that's where the blessing is at. That's where the father of many nations come from. You know, I got one more. Genesis 22 and 15. Genesis 22 and 15. And the angel of the Lord called out to Abraham out of heaven the second time. Right. This is after Abraham listened to the Lord, obeyed the Lord, and was about to sacrifice Isaac. And the angel came and stopped Abraham from sacrificing Isaac. And then Abraham sacrificed the ram. Okay. And said, Genesis 22 and 16, and said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this, and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son. Wait a minute. Why would the Lord, okay, why would the angel of the Lord say thy only son? Let's go into that word, thy only son. See, this is the cut, man. Didn't Abraham have many sons? Why did he say thy only son? Thy only son. Only one, solitary, one, unique. Okay? Only begotten son, one. Because that's the promise. Isaac was given the covenant. All right? And Isaac's seed, okay, shall thy be called. So that's another cut, man. 17, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. Right. And come on, if you look at the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, all right, there's a lot of us. There's billions of us. That's why we said a lot of Israelites are going to die. 2/3, man. There's so many of us. 18, and in thy seed shall the nations of the earth be blessed because thou hast obeyed my voice. Right, because ultimately Israel shall be saved, man, with an everlasting covenant. All right, Israel shall be saved, world without end. Exodus 32 and 13. Exodus 32 and 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thy own self, and saidst unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and thou shalt inherit it forever. You see how the narrative never changed? It's the same thing over and over again. The Lord is saying the same thing over and over again. And you still got people, our people in 2020, all right, the year of prophecy, still can't get this. Like, the Bible was written for the children of Israel. Exodus chapter 6. Verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of the Most High Almighty, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. There you go, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's 4. And I have also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. Once again, you see that? Okay? Because who was ruling? The Egyptians. 5. And I have also. They were ruling, and we got out. Okay, and then we started conquering the land of Canaan by Joshua. Okay, and that was the promise. And I will also hear the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Because who did he give the covenant to? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. Same concept. Nothing has changed. And that's it on that. I think we established the point. Okay? So, Lord willing is edifying. And once again, all right, Abraham, the father of many nations, talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? When it talks about that covenant, that seed, and Isaac shall thy seed be called. It's talking about, all right, Jacob, who produced the 12 tribes of Israel. Not hard to comprehend. But guess what? What's so beautiful about this? Not everyone can get it because the Lord blinded the majority of our people. With that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. Keep praying. We're almost out of here. Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.